Welcome back to BSLIVE. Today we're gonna take a look at just basic Blender. Once again, we're gonna look at Blender 2.79 and 2.8. There's like currently we are transitioning, so I'll be exploring both of them. I will look into the file browsers in Blender. That's actually one feature that you might not know. It's a basically you can customize layout in Blender, right? And you can have like a file browsers, and you'll be able to see kind of like a gallery thumbnails of your image very quickly and very easily. So yeah, let's just get started. I'm gonna delete everything, select all, tap A and then tap X. Okay, delete. Now we're gonna be just using a monkey head, Shift a monkey, and enable generate UV. So make sure we have a UV on our mesh, so we can just drag and drop image into our 3D objects. So did you see what I did right there? It's basically you just drag this thing at the corner that looks like a triangle, drag it down, and in here you can switch it into file browser. Okay, now you look at this and it looks like something that's just like a normal file browsers. File browser, if you go to file and open, it's gonna open up this guy and where you can open like Blender files. But this is slightly different because you can actually view it as a kind of like a gallery. Here, of course, I'm in the root folder and I'm looking at a lot of different files, but we can easily filter out the files, just enable filtering, maybe even enable just filtering the folder so we don't see the folder. Just look at the image, for example, and this is what we got. And we can switch into this display as thumbnails. So this is, I think, really cool. And with this, you can actually just easily drag and drop image. So I have this sushi code I drag into Suzanne, and we get that right away. If I'm not wrong, we can also drag it outside. You can add it as a background image that you can view over here. I rarely actually use this, but you can yeah, you can do this if you like. Where's the background? Oh well, I think it's somewhere in here. But anyhow, don't worry about that. You can also drag it down here and then hit control. It's gonna drag it and it's become an empty. So this is something that also kind of one way you can drag and drop image. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's go back to our monkey head. And under texture, you can see the monkey head with this texture. You can also drop a different image. And if you look at the UV image editor, you can see our image over there as well. And you can actually start painting on top of this image if you like. So that's kind of interesting. Be really careful though, because you might actually accidentally save it. You don't want that because it's gonna save it on the original image, and then that's not gonna be good. But have a folder with image that you can just play around with. It's pretty cool that you're able to do this very quickly. Just use it for like some kind of quick image editor, and you can see it in 3D as well. So that's kind of interesting. Let's try doing the same thing in 2.79. So delete everything. Suzanne by default already have a UV here, tick. So we have a UV, cool. Now this guy doesn't have, the corner doesn't have it has really small symbol, but you can drag it as well. And you can switch it to image editor. Oops, no. Yeah, we can have the image editor, but you can also open image over here. It's gonna open the file browser, but we want to have the file browser up here. So switch to file browser, enable we should be inside the users and in my folder, and enable filtering, just image. Okay, can't see anything. Okay, there we go. And thumbnail. Okay, there you go. Here we want to have the UV editor, and let's drag and drop our code. Let's drag into Suzanne. Hopefully it works. Okay, we have our image there. Try again. Also, we have our space shuttle. So cool. So maybe now we want to see the texture on top of this guy. With 2.79, it's slightly different, I found. We might need to have some kind of material, or we have this viewport display. Maybe we should drag and drop it there. No. Maybe try applying our image like that. So maybe we can see our texture now. Not yet. So again, this is still Blender Alpha, and kind of don't know what I'm doing. This maybe I need to switch to OpenGL. Maybe, and here we can assign our texture. Yeah, it's slightly different. OpenGL. Let's go back to Eevee. I have this working at some point. Shader, single material, random texture. Okay, there you go. There you go. Color, texture, and that's the background. All right, we have this guy, and let's see if we can just do a painting. Texture painting over here. Image, view, paint. Okay, there we go. It's actually painting it in 2D, and it's different when you actually want to do a proper painting in 3D. You have to keep that in mind also. So if you are in 2D modes, that's fine and dandy. But if you actually want to paint in 3D, this is 2.79, right? If you go to texture painting, you see nothing. There's nothing here. It says missing data. You have to do a paint slot. Okay, create a paint slot, whether it's gonna be diffuse or specular. Maybe try just diffuse and then create a new image. Okay, now what's gonna happen now? You can start painting in 3D. This guy now, if you look at the material, has a material assigned, and then there's this also image texture that you can see over here. So that's actually the proper way if you want to do the 3D painting. See, it's different from this guy over here. So now we are actually painting in 3D, and actually it's gonna update over here in 2D. So but there's it's kind of like a gotcha. So you can have like a UV, like you have this image drag into this guy, and it's actually gonna drop into the UV, and you can paint it in 2D. But if you are working in 3D, you better be actually creating a materials and then assign an image over there, and then now you can do a painting in 3D and 2D. So this is more proper. With Blender 2.8 Alpha, I'm not sure if that's similar or not. I haven't tried, but let's try anyway. Texture painting. So this one, of course, is empty because we don't have material assigned. Oh, we already have material assigned, but it's still kind of pink. That means we don't have any image assigned, and we cannot do painting. Yeah, maybe this is not something that's it's not ready yet for Blender 2.8, but you can still do it on 2.79. So that's kind of cool. And remember, whenever you do the painting, once you're done with it, remember to save it. File, save as image. Save it outside, save it inside, or internally. Or sometimes you can pack image, but don't do that for now. I think it might be confusing unless you know what you're doing. Anyhow, dragging and dropping, and you can see the image gallery over here is kind of cool. There's one more thing in the 2.79 that's really cool. It's like you can go traverse down the folder, so you can go 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. This is actually really powerful. There's an image by Lapkin, one of my Facebook friend. You can drag and drop this into the 3D scenes and it will update. So this is a quick way to check a UV, for example, or just testing abstract texture into your 3D objects. It works really well, and this is how I found it. Like the file browsers in Blender as a layout is really powerful. So I wish that similar behavior will transfer into 2.8, and of course it does. You can just drag and drop. So that's one thing to remember. But yeah, it's I guess it's something you can get used to it after a while. But I think it's really powerful, and once you understand that you can really just customize the layout and can see all the image over here, you can quickly just make changes like that. So there's a lot you can do in Blender. So yeah, hopefully this is useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.